Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing? This is Joey again, and today I want to show you another uncut coverage of a Winstreak 5. I almost thought the party didn't go through, but eventually we got it. So I'll just dump straight into this. I'm very happy you guys received this type of content very well. I also like it a lot because, correct me if this doesn't make sense, but I can now cover some of the videos with you that are not the best, but they, like the duels, are not most exciting, but we do have some stuff to cover. So first, I like to shoot full loss just in the standby phase. I know people say you should do it whenever your opponent is about to draw a card, blah blah blah. Do whatever you like. I like to do it in the draw phase, because Exodia, I want them to not set a board. If they scoop and not give, pass and not give me any cards, that's fine. Leave the board open. Now I also impermed the blue because I didn't want it to grab a jet and get some form of combo started. Everything I did was to stop it as soon as possible, which apparently worked very well. Now we have a double soul drain. It could be good against Spright because they have the frogs or whatever. My opponent couldn't recover, so this was a good call to just negate it as soon as possible. It is risky, know that. Don't tell everybody Joey says you should do this. Think for yourself. But if they shotgun that starter, I'm pretty sure. Now this duel, this is a little bit more exciting. This is against Maliss. So, standard hand, always use your blue eyes first. It get ashed, then at least if I use my shield next, I will not lose any life points. This time I pay a little bit more life points to set up more of a board. So you see me go golem first, use the temple to set the shield, get a Sengenjin, get it into a rabbit so I can set Azarune. Azarune is very good against Maliss because I can just negate the summon of a link monster, get Exodia out there, and we got quite a good hand. So a lot of important stuff is happening here. First we get Azarune. Have to get fast forward out of the way. Now this, I have one spell negate or trap negate with Exodia. I'm letting it go. Here, we have a banish effect to draw 2, I'll still let it go. What I'm doing is I'm waiting with my super poly. If I get 3 monsters, I could do 2 monsters, I want 3 monsters. Now Linkaribo is here, that's a problem. So I use Azarune to get that out of the way, because it would negate my field wipe. Banish. This would be possibly an Exodia negate, but I have Super Poly. I know these cards, sometimes they have to summon first and then manually activate, so I have time. Just waiting for my Super Poly. Saving Exodia to maybe negate a trap card that they set. Maybe Maliss in the mirror, and here it is. Super Poly. My opponent knows that was a complete field wipe. So, that was good. A lot of patience there. And I think this is a similar game. That's why you need to study your opponent's decks, guys. You need to know what your opponent is playing, what they can do, and what is a threat to you. Keep your Exodia. Also try and read your opponent. So, if you know you have to negate a starter, like a starter card, just do it, because they're probably desperate. Okay, shortest route to Exodia. We summon Sengenjin, get the Ankh, then get Golem because it's a free summon now. We set up Silhouette Rabbit here, I think, yes. So we have Azarune again, we have an Imperm this time, which is also a very nice addition to our starting board, and a Super Poly. So this is also important. What I did is I ended my turn, right? And I keep this in my hand. Now if he Veilers me, it's going to ask me if I want to continue my main phase, and I would have said yes and set this card anyway. Now I want to keep it as a Super Poly. He didn't Veiler me, so it all worked out fine. There's a rune on the field, let's see what happens. Okay, so he's going for the Millennium Engine. First thing I'm doing is I'm using Blue Eyes to get rid of this Sengenjin. So even if I mess up completely, or he has a droplet, whatever, something weird happens, there will be no zombie vampire. because the level 8 is gone. Now, we let this go for a little bit. I could negate that, I'd rather not. I just want him to set his cards and then wipe the field. Okay, so, done with the Millennium part. I'll just let it go for a little bit. No slow-mo. Not negating this, even though I know it is a starter. But I also know he has not normal summoned yet. So I let it go. Imperm this, so there will be no trap card. There is the normal summon. Now I super poly. Now the only way for him to come back into the game is with a special summon. So he's going to need a spell to do that, or a March Hare. Cool, March Hare is on the field. Now I know he has to go into a link monster somewhere. So Dormouse still goes through. He might have baited this, or he just went into full combo, but I am just waiting. He has to go into a Maliss link monster. He does it here. It's a red ransom. We use as a rune, destroy red ransom. Well, actually we negate the tribute. That's very important. We negate the tribute. We do not destroy the monster. Okay, just grabbing Head of Exodia here. Standby phase. We have to pay some life points. And we finish up the game. Very good. I'm very happy with these. Even though it's going first, like, I know it's a lot nicer if you can just draw, what is it? Soul Drain against Maliss, because they cannot do effects in the banish zone. I know that, but we have to learn how to beat Maliss, even going first. I think this is pretty much a more easier game. Oh, it's going second. I remember. No, this is not easy at all. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, Crystron. This might be a bait, because I might want to save Ash for, I forgot what its name is, but it's a level 5. But I also know if he has nothing, I don't want him to add this card. So I'm ashing this. I know I have 2 Imperm, so I'm ready for anything. Now, here. He goes with a Smyger, and what I do is I imperm it, because its effect is target and destroy, and I do not know, I honestly don't know if it targets itself first and then I can still negate, or it just pops itself on the field, and if it does that, I would have been too late. Now, we did very well. We actually still have an imperm. Now we have a good situation. We draw a blue eye, so we could be ashed and still get through with the Millennium. This would have probably negated it, but still goes through, so happy with that. I was kind of nervous, because if he ashed me and then destroyed this, I would have no place. That would be in a difficult spot. Now, let's speed this up a bit. Get Exodia out here, and we do some battle damage. Unfortunately, we cannot finish, but that was quite the hit. Now, we set a trap, and you might wonder, okay, so against this, when do we wipe the field? And I'll tell you when I do this, straight away. I don't want any shenanigans. I don't know what this face down card is. I don't want this to all start working. Get it off the field. I have a spell negate, I have an imperm, and I have super poly. And I'm confident that with 3 cards in hand, I can beat that. Now the last one was a super poly. That could have been very nasty to me. This is still basic plays. This is not the one I was talking about with Ash. Now my opponent decides to just scoop, so I think he tried to bait something which I didn't take. Not that familiar with Crystron, I have to be honest with you. But this one, I think I played pretty well. If I did not, please let me know in the comments. I like those tips. I need to get better myself as well. Last one. So we're going first again. And now, this would be quite the board if we went against Maliss, right? But unfortunately, we're not. So my opponent has got these Ancient Gear card sleeves, and I'm wondering, okay, but you also have a memento picture. What would it be? I don't like to use the sleeves of my deck. I think it spoils a little bit what I'm playing. Also, I like skulls, so Fiendsmith's perfect for me. I'm rattling. Let me speed through this a little bit. So, we set up a great board, but it's going to be tough. Okay, Soul Drain is here. Remember, we're high up, so these games get a little bit tougher. Opponents know what they're doing. I do not negate this. My opponent summons 2 monsters that does not use any effects. So you can still do that later. There's the ballista. Of course, we try to imperm the ballista, but we get dropped with it. So all we lose now is our opportunity to negate a spell. Don't let me pause every time. Okay, so here's the Wyvern. Luckily I have another imperm. Negate the Wyvern. So I was waiting for that fortress to be activated, but he just draws into a duster. So I have to wipe the field now. And again, I'm not as familiar with ancient gear either, but I think he messes up here because he summons a monster. And I think he does something else. So he should add 2 cards, but he discards 1 card and then he scoops. I don't know what happened, but I'll take it. Anyway, point of the day is be patient when you're playing. And what I mean by don't shoot your negates, I mean think about what your opponent is trying to do. Don't go and negate the first thing they throw at you unless you know it's something important. And then they're probably desperate. In that case, you could negate first. Besides that, I hope this video was helpful a little bit, even though it was all going first. I know it's a little bit easier as Exodia, but it's not all floodgates. So have fun with Exodia, and I hopefully see you guys next time. I might not be streaming tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. My daughter has a fever, so hopefully this makes up for it. Take care, guys.